Not everyone agreed with the court's opinion. Justice Clark, in his dissent, joined by Justices Stewart and White, stated that he would have upheld Mr. Miranda's conviction. These confessions were obtained during a brief daytime questioning conducted by two officers and unmarked by any of the traditional indicia of coercion. I don't know if I would call a 2-hour interrogation brief, and I doubt Mr. Miranda would. While there was no evidence of coercion, there is more to Justice Clark's reasoning behind his dissent. They assured a conviction for a brutal and unsettling crime for which the police had and quite possibly could obtain little evidence other than the victim's identification, evidence which is frequently unreliable. There was, in sum, a legitimate purpose, no perceptible unfairness, and certainly little risk of injustice in the interrogation. Yet the resulting confessions and the responsible course of police practice they represent are to be sacrificed to the court's own fine-spun conception of fairness, which I seriously doubt is shared by many thinking citizens of this country. Let me get this straight. This officer of the court, this so-called justice, believes that obtaining a confession for a crime by violating the rights of the accused is acceptable because the crime is brutal and the police have little evidence. Are the courts more interested in convictions than that the convicted is the guilty party? When Mr. Miranda signed the confession stating he had full knowledge of his legal rights, that was apparently an unintentionally false statement. Remember, Mr. Miranda was an indigent Mexican. How is he supposed to know how his rights were protected by the Constitution of the United States? Furthermore, Justice Clark appears to blame the court for this problem. This ignores the fact that these two officers had most likely used this form many times and should know that it requires a signer to be in full knowledge of their rights. Why is it the responsibility of the accused to know what he or she does not know rather than the professional officers representing the government? It seems Justice Clark has forgotten the most fundamental rule in American jurisprudence. People are innocent until proven guilty.